So we're still waiting on our engine. She's not here yet, as we've said. But we're gonna jump to our next project for Ultimate Callout Challenge. That is the burnout truck, the 6.0. So they've got a big burnout truck purse going on right now, or burnout purse. Saturday night is a $10,000, I don't know if it's prize, I don't know if that's first place, I don't know if that's the purse, but there's 10 grand Saturday night, and there's a $5,000 burnout competition on Friday night. I don't know if we're allowed to enter both or what the situation is, but either way, we gotta get this old girl prepped up and ready, because
we're putting a new motor in this, right?
Yeah, we ain't got time for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. God, I'm so glad we're not right now. But we had a hell of a time in Indy last time, a couple weeks ago. And we're going to be going back there for Ultimate Callout Challenge. Same burnout pad, same truck. We broke the steering in Indianapolis. And so we're going to upgrade the steering. We're going to custom build some steering for it to make it better. Justin pulled out some old stuff that we had. Don't bash us too bad. Obviously, this stuff is used. It's old. For what this truck gets used for, though, that's okay. So we're going to put some 1-inch Heims in here, and we're going to put that on the steering. We're going to bend the bar. The bars are going to be 2-inch 250 wall DOM. So we should never ever break the steering on this thing. We'd have to really do something to break it.
If it's breaks
really
parts, you gotta make them better. So
yeah, we want to upgrade it. We were going to do stock, but then we're like, we don't know if the stock steering was the problem or the fact that wheel hop. We're not sure, so we don't want to have that happen again. I consider myself very lucky because I was like this close to hitting the wall. It would have been a bad hit if I would have hit it at the speed I was hitting at. So we're going to custom build some steering. We got some old Heim joints, some old 2-inch 250 wall DOM, super heavy duty, way too heavy duty for what we're doing. But let's see if we can get this stuff in here. We're going to have to drill out the spindles, get some new bolts in it, and get us a new crossover steering built. So trucking along here, got these drilled out to 3/4 of an inch. Actually 1 inch, right?
No, that's 3/4.
This one's 3/4. The other side's 1 inch, and then 3/4 at the pitman arm. So basically, we're gonna get rid of all this junk. It's all going away. I'm putting some HD stuff in there because we had to drill it basically because this is all beveled. So now it's gonna be a straight bolt going through there. Definitely not the most ideal setup for a street vehicle, but for a burnout truck, it's good. So this bar, I think you say measured 63.
Yeah, it's got to be 60 1/4 Heim to Heim is what I need.
And this one's 63, so when we bend it, because we got to bend it to match the other one, maybe we'll get what we need. So we'll start bending this thing and we'll see what she does.
See.
You gonna do it?
Yeah, it's doing it.
Is it?
Yep, it's doing it. Oh yeah, it's doing it. Yep. Don't. Alright, we're gonna need to pull that out and check it and see how much more we gotta go.
The bend is super long on it.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Check it to that. You need to check it to that bar over there. So I don't want to go any more than we got to.
A little bit more. Well, probably about double.
Yeah.
Close enough. It is moving.
Take tape measure and measure down to that bar to where you can make the other one the same, where we don't have to keep guessing. Might be getting close.
That's
Well, you're a little off on your angle on your bar, but yeah, that's pretty close. I think that'll work.
close.
I think that'll work.
Look at that tow bar. Now keep in mind, we don't have much adjustment in this. We could make it adjustable really easily in the center if we wanted to.
No, you got all your adjustment on your Heims,
We
which
got
is
some
way,
adjustment
way
there,
more than enough.
but you know, for what we're
Yeah.
doing, it's fine. But if anybody goes to make their own, you cut it, put a bug in the middle, plug weld it, whatever, and you'll be able to have yourself really be able to turn it. The problem is, like the way this is set up, the only way to adjust it is to pull the Heims off.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna measure exactly where it was because it's a burnout truck, and we should be good. We're gonna weld this up, and bar number 1 will be done. And then bar number 2 is on the way. Bar number 2 is a lot easier. wasn't any bending in bar number 2. Bar number 2 was pretty simple, just a straight bar, measure it, and this will be your, what you would call your drag length. So this will be your drag length, that'll be your tow bar, and basically all your tie rods. I don't think that we're gonna break these, do you? I have to really...
These, I mean, I don't know what the next step is. 2.5 tons, I guess.
Well, one more truck down and ready for UCC. Ah, look at that. 4-wheel drive burnouts should not be any issue anymore. This is so heavy duty. That's awesome. Freaking Heim joint steering, 1-inch Heims. I love it. Steering angles are great on this thing. So, backed it out, returns to center, everything's good, and it's looking great. So, one truck down for UCC. See if we can get 2 down. You guys know Ultimate Callout Challenge is coming up. A lot of people are asking, what is UCC? It's Ultimate Callout Challenge. It's a big diesel event they do every year in Indianapolis. It's probably the biggest diesel event in the country, possibly in the world. They have it every year. It's right after Memorial Day every year, same weekend. We always try to go. We have a great time. We've been going the past 2 years. It's been super fun. So that is why we're trying to get our drag truck done for Ultimate Callout Challenge, or UCC. A couple people were asking what was UCC. So they do different events there. There's just a dyno on site. There's ODSS drag racing. They do truck pulling. They do burnout contests. There's all kinds of stuff going on. The Ultimate Callout Challenge competitors, those guys have some serious rigs, and they are doing what they call the actual Ultimate Callout Challenge, where those are pretty badass custom built trucks that are just 2,000 plus horsepower, absolutely insane, really cool to watch. They do drag racing, dyno, sled pull, they do it all. And it's something we may do one day, but until our budget gets a little more, we're out of that right now. So, because that's not your cheapest thing to do. So we're just focused on the ODSS race and the burnout contest. The drag truck may not be done. So if the drag truck isn't done, we still want a drag race. They have several classes. They've got ET bracket class, which is any time you want to run. They've got 7.70 bracket class, which is 7.7 seconds in the 8th mile. It's all 8th mile drag racing. All diesel racing is 8th mile drag racing, just so you guys know. Some of you guys get, I do quarter or 8th, but diesel drag racing is 8th mile drag racing. The reason they do that is because the weight of these trucks and the speeds that they're going, it's a safety thing. They had to back them down to 8th mile. Maybe one day we'll do quarter again, but I don't see it happening. So, ET bracket, 770 class, 6.70 class, and then they actually have a 5.9 class, which they changed to 5.7. So, run a 570 in the 8th, scooting pretty good. And then obviously you have your Pro Street, which is now a different name, and they've got their dragster class and their open class. All diesels, only diesels. You can run any diesel in it you want. Obviously the bracket class, it depends on time. So if we can't bring the drag truck, if it doesn't get done, we're waiting on the engine right now, then we need to bring something else. So let's go get one of our favorite projects out that we really love, that we've had some issues with, and we hope we can get them all addressed and get it taken care of. Let's go back here. 78, baby. So you guys know we've had our ups and downs with this thing. Finally got the transmission back in it after Fitzgerald's event, but we have to do some tests on it and run line pressure. So we're going to do that. We haven't driven it. We've been so busy with other stuff and traveling and other projects. We're going to do that. Also, the front end, if you look back in the video we did a long time ago, I'll try to put the clip in there, where it death wobbled on us at the end of the track at about 120 miles an hour. That was at a quarter-mile drag strip. So this thing, though, we're going to try to fix the steering on it, get the alternator right, and get the transmission right. Go do some launches, feel it out, see how it's doing, and get this thing ready to rip. So 78's coming back, baby. We haven't been able to run it much. Put these brand new boggers on there back in March, and I haven't even got to burn them off at all.
The good news is it runs and drives. That's the alternator problem.
I was curious to see if it would start.
Yeah.
Said maybe it's not too bad, but let me go grab the jumper box, or I'll probably grab another truck. and get some cables on it, get it in the shop. We'll do the alternator and steering first, and then once that's done, jump to the transmission.
What? Put a pump on it, it needs another pump. Alright, let's get it in the shop.
As most of you know, this is on a Ram chassis with Ram suspension. It's on a 2001 Dodge Ram chassis. So the steering on this thing, if anybody has a second gen Ram and you lift them, put wheels and tires on them, you know it probably drives like crap. So basically, we're gonna get rid of this setup where your tie rod goes into here and it's got a drag link that way and kind of a drag link tie rod that way. And we're gonna do a more traditional style setup. This is a complete kit. You can find them online. This is from Moog, and it is literally a complete kit that bolts right up onto this truck. Apparently, allegedly, we're gonna find out. And this is off a later model truck, like a 2010 is what this came off of, or what this is for. And it makes it a lot better. You have your one solid tow bar, and then that should make things a lot better than that crossed up steering deal. So we're gonna throw this on there, and hopefully our steering is a lot better than what it was. Well, as usual, that steering did not just bolt right in, but we were able to get it right and get it set up. Looks pretty dang good. Justin had to trim a couple things so we get the proper adjustment. He actually had to trim basically this bar here. He trimmed the threads on that so they wouldn't bottom out. They were bottoming out and it wouldn't let the toe go in enough. So it was towed way out in the front. Now he's got a little bit of adjustment left. He can mess with that if we need to. And for now, we are working on getting the transmission line pressure checked, because that is the biggest problem we have with this truck is transmissions. Put 10 transmissions in this thing probably. I'm over it. So since we got the new trans built, we haven't been beating on it. We've let it sit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook our line pressure gauge up to it, test it. We sent the valve body out and it was already turned way down on pressure, but it was turned down as much as it could, and it was still too much. So they had to do some valve body work. We think we got it worked out where we can adjust it now. So Justin is pulling the port out right now. On the bottom of the trans, we're gonna hook our trans gauge in there. And once we hook that in there, we can go check our main line pressure and see where it's at. Port is right on the side of the transmission right here. It's just got a little plug port, and as soon as he gets that piece out, we'll be able to test it. This is actually another port on the back, so it's pretty identical to that port right there. There's one on the side, there's 4 on this side. Check the front servo pressure, accumulator, governor pressure, test all that stuff through the fan, or through the trans. So now we will test our line pressure. Well, we got our gauge up here on the dashboard, so we're gonna go see what this thing will do. I'll drop it down. So at idle in gear, it's 150 pounds. It's a little warm right now. The transmission fluid's pretty thick, so our pressure is probably a little bit higher, nothing crazy. But we're gonna go take it down the road and we'll see what it goes to. We do not want the transmission to go really much over 200. If it's going over 200 PSI, then that means it's getting some, 190 to 205 is probably okay, but they don't want it over like 215, they said. So that's when you start pushing seals out, pushing pistons out, and that's what was happening. We had so much line pressure, we kept breaking this thing. So we decided to finally buckle down and get a gauge on it and do that. We didn't know we needed to do that. We thought it was set up and ready to go, but apparently it was not. So we'll take her down the road, see what this gauge says, and once it's overdrive, converter locked, it should be floating around that 190, 200 pounds. So the pressure will pretty much drops down a little bit. It's down to about 120 there. So it gets a little rough when these tires are cold. Lock the converter there. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get enough speed on this straightaway to get where we need to be. We need to have it about 2,000 RPMs. So unlock the converter. I will say the steering is phenomenal.
Better than it was.
It was good. So bad before, dude. You were all over the road in this thing. All right. second gear, lockup's on, there's third, and then so it's actually pretty far down right now. I will have to talk to him on that. But actually, you know what? It's because of I gotta get out on the highway, get this thing up to speed. So let's go get on the highway. Alrighty, finally on some open road here. So we're holding 125, 130. Second gear, lock the converter. Third. Truck just wants to go. Here's forward. Oh, we're actually pretty low. We only hold like 130, 135, fourth locked up. According to the builder, that's way down where we need to be. So he did tell me he left a lot of room to give us room to turn it up. So we'll go back, we'll drop the transition pan, turn that piece up, hopefully get to where we need to be. So now that we got it back in the shop, we went ahead and pulled the pan on it. It's kind of a pain to rack this truck, so we decided to just do it on the ground. See, there's a little spring right here, and this is your pressure regulator right here. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna turn this Allen wrench right here, and we turn that thing around. You're gonna turn it to the left, and it's actually going to increase the pressure of this spring. It's gonna push it out. So basically, we'll do that. We're gonna do about 5 turns. From what we understand, every turn is about 8 to 12 pounds. So we're gonna try to bump it up to that, 190 pounds or so, 180 pounds under a load with everything all done. So let's give that thing a shot and see what we can get to do. Well, we still got a little bit of work to do. We got it bumped up a little bit, but it's not enough, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to pull the pan back off and hopefully get it where it needs to be. There we go. So in drive, sitting in idle, it's about 170, 175. And basically, when I kick the lockup on for the converter, it's dropping down to about 150 pounds. 140, 150. So obviously, we're gonna have to do some more work to her, turn in some more. We went in 5 turns, 5.5 actually. I don't know. At that point, it's weird because it does fluctuate, so I don't want to cause any issues. I don't have to make a phone call and see what we can do because it definitely isn't doing what we wanted to do. We need more, and I don't know how much too much is. So we gotta drop the pan again, go in there and tighten that thing up. Let me see what it does. I'll give them a shout and I'll get back with you guys, see what we end up doing. So we stuck a different gauge on there. We really weren't sure. We wanted to make sure that old mechanical gauge was working properly. So just to verify it, we stuck our digital gauge on there because where the mechanical gauge stopped, you had like a 15 PSI gap. So we changed it to this. Seems to be working now. Pressure's up where it needs to be. Everything seems to be working like it should. So hopefully we're done dropping the pan and adjusting that thing. That's a real pain in the butt. I'm gonna double check with the trans builder, make sure he's happy with it, what it's doing. And if he is, then we can send it down the road. We'll give him a shout. If he says we're good, we're gonna test this thing. Well, I pulled up to the old racetrack, see if they'll let us play around a little bit, see how she launches. We don't spray it anymore. Remember, we used to spray it when we were launching it. Now we're all motor. So seems to be working good. Everything seems to be working properly. Pressures are where they need to be. See if it holds up to some abuse. Well, we made it out here to the drag strip. They're doing a race today, and they're doing a race in the Freedom Factory, so they let us have the return road. Anytime we like to test, we don't want to do on the street, so we're going to try to do it out here. Do a couple launches, get the feel of it, see see how the truck's spooling up, and hopefully it doesn't just break everything. That'd be bad, huh?
Yeah, because if it does and we don't get the drag truck back together, you have nothing.
It's true.
Definitely comes out of the hole hard. It looked like it wanted to go left. Looked like the front tires turned to the left pretty good.
So look, if anything bad happens, you know, that's why I got you here, just in case.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do a light launch, check it out
First
here.
hand.
Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Not bad.
You gotta wheel it pretty good too, huh?
It's fun, dude. It's a really fun truck to drive.
Have you launched it on dirt like that before?
No, I want to do a dirt drag with it so bad.
That would be nasty.
I would say we do it right here, but
Yeah.
it would.
We could do it back there for sure.
Can we?
That field?
Well,
Absolutely.
you know, we're actually testing the drag race right now, so
Yeah, let's go where something could potentially break.
that was
That's
kind of
too
a.
easy.
That was honestly kind of a test to see how it would do.
So where was that on the scale of she's eating?
Like probably 70%.
Okay.
We'll do a really good spool up next time. We just got done with the trans, so
Just gotta break it in a little bit.
with this truck is a very good possibility. This thing's kind of cursed.
It's perfect. I love riding in cursed vehicles.
No, it's just, you know, it just breaks a lot. That's all.
Is it the truck or is it just the stuff you work on?
It's the truck.
Okay.
Looked good. It looked like it wanted to go left pretty hard.
Well, it does that sometimes. You gotta wheel this thing, man.
Yeah. Kind of like a sailboat.
Yeah. Rolling. I mean, going straight, that's no fun.
Yeah.
We're really screwing up this time. This is like, could be good, could be bad.
We'll get a little further back.
We're gonna really spool it up this time. So this is like, could be good, could be bad.
That's good. That felt good. That's good.
And that's on, dude, these tires probably drag it down so much.
Oh yeah.
But when we put on the slicks, this thing like is a monster.
I couldn't imagine, dude.
But it's so fun because I'll roll up to people on the street with this thing
Yeah.
and they're just like,
No idea what's going on.
what?
Yeah.
I'll pull it in 4 at the light. We'll make sure she
That thing got some power to it, bro.
It's fun.
It was like a 30. Was that like 30 roll?
That was probably a 30 man.
Yeah. And she still wants to get out.
It'll literally black mark them till from like 30 to like 70.
Oh, I love it.
All right, you know what? We're gonna call it there because we don't want to break it.
I like that idea.
And thank you for letting us use the return road. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, no problem. What do you think? You got a square body.
Yeah,
so-
it makes me want to work on it now. It ain't doing this.
Hey, I know there's this one guy that has a bunch of 540s just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Probably
And I heard
snag one.
And I heard he doesn't like notice if any of them disappear.
Just take one, he won't even know.
We might know the same guy. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for letting us use the road. Yeah.
How'd that feel? How'd that feel?
Felt good. How it look?
It smoked the front tires.
Did it really?
Smoked the front driver's side tire.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun, dude.
What do you think for an old diesel junker?
It ain't a piece of nothing but badass horsepower. She gets down, dude. I think it's sick.
Well, we're good to go. The 78 is running again, guys. Let's hope this is the last time we have a transmission
I
issue.
hope so, at least for a little while.
I'd love to enjoy it for a little bit. I still want Giovanni and possibly Montana to put their hands on it and just see it. So for now, though, if we end up having to take the St. Ultimate Callout Challenge to run a bracket class, we will. Everything's working. So our Freedom engine is doing awesome with our stainless turbo and our S&S fueling. Huge shout out to all those companies for keeping us going. Thank you guys so much. Freedom Racing Engines, Fleece Performance, Stainless Diesel, and S&S Motorsports once again. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for helping us with this build, getting some good parts on it, and our boys over at Fast Fuel Systems. I always like to give them a shout out because everything we own is fueled by Fast. So that's pretty cool. So it's ready to go to Ultimate Callout Challenge if needed.
And the steering feels better.
Oh man, the steering is like, that was the best upgrade we could have freaking
And it's
done.
charging.
And it's charging. Yeah, we had a alternator on it. So that steering though, if you have a second gen, took a little bit of modification. He had to cut this a couple times to make this tow bar come in a little bit more. But once that was done, it is so much better of a design than that original stuff. So there you guys have it. 78's ready to rip. If our Duramax slot comes in and we get it done in time, we will be taking the Duramax to UCC, we think. But if not, 78's where it's at. So thank you again, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Jay's channel. We will see you next time.